Jayson Tatum and the Celtics looking to bounce back tonight against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Butler dropped 41 on Boston in Game 1. Tatum finished with 29. However, 1 for 7 from the field with just 1 assist in the second half. The Heat owned that third period. Shannon, who do you think has the better game tonight? Tatum or Jimmy Butler?
I'm going JT. Skip, JT had a really great game going. The first half, he was sensational. He was doomed by that third quarter, in which he played really well. It not only doomed him, but it doomed his team. I believe he has a bounce back because I've seen him go toe-to-toe with KD. Drop 39 on KD in Game 3. Drop 46 went head-to-head. If he doesn't have that monster performance, I believe they're going home. He did that in the Game 6, sent it to a Game 7, and they ended up winning. He's averaging 28 points in the playoffs. What we've seen from Jimmy, and Jimmy has been great in the postseason, but normally what happens when he has a sensational game, he follows it up with a so-so game. Game 1 in the bubble, goes 40 against Milwaukee. Game 2, he gets 13. He had 40 against the Lakers in a Game 3. He goes 22 in a Game 4. He has 35, 12, and 11 in a Game 5. He goes 12 points in a loss in Game 6. And in these playoffs, 45 in Game 2 against Atlanta, Game 3, 20 points and a loss. 40 in Game 4 against Philly, Game 5, 23 points. So what we've normally seen is that when he has these sensational games, it tapers off. JT is willing to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe, slug it out with Jimmy Butler. And I believe they trade blows tonight. And I believe the man that's standing when the bell is rung at the end of 4 quarters, after 40-plus minutes being played, Jayson Tatum will stand in the center court.
Or JT, as you now call him. Your man, JT.
JT.
Interesting. All I know is Miami will win this game tonight because it has playoff Jimmy and you don't. That's the bottom line to what will happen tonight. I believe that playoff Jimmy will make more plays that help his team win the basketball game than Jayson Tatum will be able to make plays to help the Celtics win on the road as 4-point underdogs. That's what's going to happen tonight. Playoff Jimmy has now been called out by Shannon Sharpe. He does watch this show, so you're going to have a self-defeating prophecy going here because you've now called him out and said that he will follow up a huge game with a mediocre game.
I'm just basing it on what he's done. Well, that's the trend.
All right. The trend is he's going to score 13 points tonight. That's basically what your stats are telling you.
That's not what I said.
So Shannon Sharpe has predicted that playoff Jimmy will turn back into Jimmy Butler or James Butler. Maybe we just call him James Butler, and he'll score 13 tonight, right?
No, that's not what I said.
Well, I believe that is, and now you won't put your courage with your conviction.
I've said if you look at the games in which I've given you games, and he's followed it up. 45 against Atlanta, he followed it up with 20. He had a 40-point in Game 4, he followed it up with 23. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he hasn't been able to put together 40 and then follow that up with another 35, 36 point, or 40 and follow it up with a 40. We've seen Kevin Durant do that. We've seen other superstars in the postseason follow monster games up with another monster game. That's all I'm saying, Skip.
What did I tell you? What did I foretell you? I told you that the Milwaukee Bucks are missing a crucial, intangible piece, and that is P.J. Tucker, who now resides in Miami with the Heat.
I believe if they had Chris Middleton, they would have won, even without P.J. Tucker.
It's possible, but P.J. Tucker is guts and glue of a defensive basketball team, and now he belongs to the Heat. And now he will be defending JT often tonight at different times. Sometimes Jimmy Butler will have him. They'll mix and they'll match because they play high-level IQ defense, and it's very physical the way they play it. They switch it. They hit you in the mouth. And as Jimmy said, he called them out. We'll hit you, and we'll see who falls first, who quits first, right? Okay? Yeah. What's that?
I got my stove on. I'm just letting it simmer.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, don't touch it or you're going to get burned again.
Don't worry, it's simmering. I got that thing simmering.
Really?
Tonight, by 8:30, you're going to be done.
Huh.
JT going to be cooking.
It's funny because you're like a kid who touches the stove and doesn't learn, oh, it burned me.
No.
And you keep getting burned by the same people. You keep going back and back again.
Yeah. Do you know the kind of trust I got to have in this man? This man played at Duke. You know I'm a Tar Heel guy.
Yeah.
For me to back him, I got to have the utmost confidence in him.
Well, you better have the utmost confidence because the history of Duke basketball translating into the NBA is not very good.
Well, it's time to change. This different era now.
Is it really?
They got B.I., they got JT, Kyrie.
Any superstars in there? Like super-duper stars?
Coming.
Really?
It's coming.
JT, is he on his way, or has he arrived as a superstar?
He coming.
Really?
He coming. It won't be long.
Huh.
You nervous?
I'm really not nervous at all because I believe that Miami will win the game, and yet I look at the numbers, and JT's numbers the other night looked pretty good because he had a spectacular first half.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, it was the first half,
right?
Not the second half.
Skip, the third quarter doomed him. I've said the third quarter doomed him with the turnovers, and he didn't play well.
His final stats are he made 10 of 21 shots to score 29 points. Playoff Jimmy made 12 of only 19 shots, 2 shots fewer than JT took, to score 41 points.
But just Skip, you guys shot 18 free throws. How many free throws?
He made 17 of 18.
Okay.
Jayson missed a couple. He made 7 of 9, but unfortunately, the quiet little stat here is that he went 2 of 9 from 3.
Right.
And the even quieter stat, because some people look at it and say, well, wait a second, Boston won 3 of the 4 quarters, is that, would you believe that Miami went on a 61-29 tear to open up a 20-point lead from down 13 to up 20? That was 61-29.
Yes, well,
I think we just exposed the Boston Celtics.
Won't happen again.
Because they did get to triumph. That they succeeded in part because there was no Chris Middleton and there was no P.J. Tucker, and the Milwaukee offense just degenerated into Giannis bringing the ball up, building up a head of steam, and just crashing down the lane, hoping to get a call. Sometimes he got a charging call.
Right.
He charges more than a Tesla does, right?
Yes.
And sometimes he would get to the free throw line and make a little more than half of them, which wasn't good enough. And sometimes he would actually swoop all the way to the hoop and get to lay it in or dunk it. And other times he would just wildly turn the basketball over. Well, it's no way to win basketball games. And the Boston Celtics benefited hugely from a Giannis or bust offense in which he just dribbles the ball up the floor and crashes into their defense.
Well, that's all they had because the guys couldn't make shots. If you look at the games that they won and guys made shots, and all of a sudden they couldn't make shots. But I don't feel that's going to be a problem for the Celtics.
Okay.
JT and JB got there.
Okay, but they're products of what wasn't happening in Milwaukee, just as Luka is a product of what didn't happen in Game 7 in Phoenix.
Well, what about Philly? What is Miami a product of? When Joel Embiid folds up like a lawn chair.
Okay, I'll give you that.
When James Harden folded up like a banquet chair at the end of the night.
They're the number 1 seed. They just took care of business.
Okay, then. So don't make it.
Man, I stray. He gets cold.
Hold on, the man with the 8th seed.
Yeah. Okay. But they took care of business. They took him right out of the game. Okay. Took James Harden right out of the game.
Did Boston not take care of you-know-who? 2 of the most skilled players that we've ever seen on the same team in their prime? The only team thus far that's been swept in the playoffs.
Yep.
The Boston Celtics did that. And then they took down the reigning NBA champ with Finals MVP and Giannis. That's got to be worth something.
Without its closer, Chris Middleton, correct? And with the Giannis, I still tell you, is overrated. You think he's the best player on the planet?
He is.
He's not.
He is.
You think that Luka is the best player left in the playoffs and Giannis is the best player on the planet? Wrong and wrong.
I do believe that. And most people agree with me.
Well, who? On your Twitter feed?
No, most people.
Really?
Everybody that just follow basketball, Giannis. That's what I hear them say. Now, it could be they might be just saying that on TV, but I ain't saying that.
I thought you didn't have the sound up, so you couldn't hear them.
No. I'm not doing the game. I already know what they're thinking. You saw them numbers, 35, 15, and 7.
Well,
That's his best player.
All I heard during the first half of the game the other night was, Jayson Tatum is the best player on the floor. And then he was literally on the floor. Literally.
Jimmy.
And couldn't get up.
Jimmy, the second half, Jimmy took the game over. Give him credit.
But it's 27 in the second half.
Sun is shining. It's a new day.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross?
Yeah, it's a new day for Jimmy Butler. Here we go. The Butler's about to do
Marcus
it.
Jayson
Smart
Tatum
and his defense,
He will
guys,
not outplay him.
might open some things up for Jayson Tatum.
On numbers,
We'll find out.
I'll do 3 cases on the win.
We got to talk about Skip's Cowboys. Is Dak being completely underrated right now?
No.
We'll discuss that coming up next.